and welcome to A Daily Dose of Hope, day 289. I'm coming in at what I think might be a kind of an awkward time of the day. I usually come in at nighttime here, which is the morning time over in the East Coast of the United States. But yes, I'm just coming on today, and I wanted to come on for a Daily Dose of Hope. And so what is a Daily Dose of Hope? It is just that. A daily dose of hope is a daily dose of hope because the energies on our planet are increasing, and as they do, things start to get wackier and wackier. And by wackier and wackier, I mean, for example, everything that's going on in the news at the moment, where just everything just seems to be coming out of nowhere. And it feels like we're living in a low-budget science fiction film. And so the energies are increasing on our planet. And I was guided to come on to give a daily dose of hope back in February of 2024, and that's what I've been doing. I'm not sure how long this will go. I was thinking about maybe keeping it up just for a year, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I guess it depends on how wacky things get, right? So what a daily dose of hope is just a bit of a chat and a bit of a channeling. And the idea is that, we live in a yin and yang kind of world, right? Where there's two sides, two polarities, and everything's kind of, happening all at once. And inside the yin and yang symbol, there's that line in the middle, and that is the line of neutrality. And we can walk that line even when the whole world seems to be falling apart around us. We can still walk that line of peace and find our own peace within this world and not get caught up within the emotions of everything that's going on. So that's what this is about. And so today what I wanted to share for the chat is I was listening on YouTube. There was a video of C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis is a writer. You're probably familiar with him. He is famous for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I became familiar with him when I was a kid because when I was like 13 or so, I decided I wanted to. We all were a member of like the Lutheran Church, and I decided that I didn't want to go to the church anymore. Like I'd been going to Catholic school, and I was just like, I'm just not into the religion thing, and so. Luckily my parents said, okay, that's fine, whatever. But they had the pastor come over to my house every week, and she would come over and give me like a sermon, which was kind of weird. But she was very nice. But she gave me a lot of she used to, give me homework, and she would say, read C.S. Lewis. And I was reading a lot of C.S. Lewis then. I don't remember any of it because I was just like, I'm just a kid, I just want to play the piano and run outside. I don't know what's going on, but so I don't remember any of it. But now, so anyway, it just popped up on my feed, right? And so C.S. Lewis was talking about when Jesus was casting out demons, and which is always a fine subject to talk about. But it caught my attention when he was talking about it. And what caught my attention was what he was saying was that Jesus didn't reason with the demons. He didn't reason with them like, hey, you're in there, maybe you shouldn't be in there, it's not a good idea. He didn't reason with them because they're going to turn everything upside down. They're very good at using words to turn things upside down and to change the meanings of everything. And so he wouldn't reason, he wouldn't listen to them, he would just concentrate on taking them out. I found some of the verses too. Now, again, I'm not, biblical, I'm not religious by any means. But this is kind of going on the topic of yesterday. I was talking about how within religion, right, a lot of people who practice Christian religion, they say that, channeling is bad, and tarot cards are bad, and all these things are bad, and making water out of wine is bad, and Jesus, there's even a quote in the Bible that Jesus said, you'll do even better things than I do. That's not an exact quote, but so we're following in his footsteps. And what did he do? He healed the sick. He made water into wine. He multiplied loaves of bread. He multiplied fish. He was a miracle worker, and so for me, like that, I just assume like if you were a part of that religion, that would make sense. Like that's what you do. Instead of like cutting that off, you just say, yeah, that's what we're here to do, create miracles. And so that was my spiel from yesterday. And so going along with that idea, so here's like a few verses. Let's see, from Mark 134, he says, "And he healed many who were ill with various diseases, and cast out many demons. And he was not permitting the demons to speak, because they knew who he was." I don't know, yeah, what, let's see. And Luke 4:41 says, "Demons also were coming out of many, shouting, 'You are the Son of God,' but rebuking them, he would not allow them to speak, because they knew him to be the Christ." So, yeah. And the reason that I'm bringing this up now is it just kind of came to me, this idea. There's a phrase that we use in our world. It's called, "I don't know what came over me." And so, oh, hey, Kathy. Hey, great timing. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this this is kind of awkward timing, I think, for everyone around the world, except for me. Usually this would be awkward timing, but I'm free today because it's a national holiday sort of thing. Woohoo! But yeah, so I don't know what came over me, right? So, and I was thinking this about, there are, I imagine we all have this, I know I do, people in your life who, you never know who they're going to be next, right? You never know. Every time you meet the person, are they going to be the angry person, or are they going to be the nice person, the overly nice person, the angry person? What, you never know what, and you always have to kind of prepare your heart for it, like what's going to happen now, and these people also have that ability to press all of the buttons. Like they know the words that will make you like just ruin your whole day. They can just say that one word and you're just like, oh, I was feeling so good and now I feel awful. Oh my God, what, they know that one word or that one way to twist your words. So even if you're trying to be a peacemaker, they'll twist it into something kind of gnarly and negative. And yeah, so I was thinking about that, and related to this idea, it's like you can't reason with them, and in a sense, it's like something has come over them. They are not themselves. And in a sense, one way of looking at it is they are possessed. And that word possessed has many different meanings, right? We kind of think about the Exorcist movie and all of these different things. But if you understand that we as humans are like radios, and we're just kind of tuning in frequencies, we get downloads, we get inspiration, and we have these ideas that come out of nowhere. They don't come out of nowhere. It's not some like computer in our brain that's processing, and no, we are picking up on all kinds of different stuff. And so if you're not aware of your emotions, if you're not in control of your emotions, if you're not in your body or there, something else will be, and that's the idea. And whether or not you believe it or not, and Marie says, oh yes, that one person, I'm familiar. Good, yeah, right? We have that person and they just know all the buttons to press, and you never know where they're going to be at emotionally, and you're always kind of like walking on tippy toes. And so, but this Bible reference and the C.S. Lewis reference kind of reminded me, it's like, right, you don't have to reason with them, and you don't have to put your emotions into it. You don't have to be there because they're not there. And so you don't have to put your own heart out there. You can what I find what I do is I just, you mirror the person, and you just say exactly what they're saying back to them without any emotion. And understand that you're not talking to them. That's not them. And so you don't have to get emotionally involved with that. That's, you're someone else right now. I have no idea who you are, but I'm not reasoning with you. I'm not talking with you. But you don't have to say that because that will trigger. But all you need to do is mirror. Just show them the mirror. Repeat back to them exactly what they're saying. In that sense, like, so this is just my technique. This is not something that I recommend, but if you have that in your mind too, and in your heart, sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You just know, like, different being has become into that person. Okay, but there isn't really like a perfect way of dealing with it. And, Unless someone asks, you can't be like, hey, I'm going to take whatever it is out of you. It just doesn't work that way. This is all about permission. If someone asks you, then you can do it. Otherwise, you don't just go around like, okay. So, but that's what I've kind of found recently. Like, a way to deal with that is to understand that they are not them. Something has come over them in that sense. However you want to look at it. You can say something has come over them, or they are possessed, or whatever, however you want to look at it, whatever your viewpoint is in the world, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But the idea is that they're not themselves. They're not them. They're not there. And so if you want to talk to that person, you just have to wait, wait until that, whatever it is, boils over. And maybe it never does, who knows, right? But yeah, so that's what I've learned. And then just to not take any of it personally, like, all right, I'm talking to some weird creature that doesn't exist in this world, and I don't have to take anything to heart. So I wanted to share that, because I think that's really important in our lives, especially now that when the energies are really increasing. I think it's gonna, those type of people who are not in control of their emotions, it's just gonna get escalated even more. So if you're aware of that, and you're aware, of that, so you can, I guess it's kind of like looking beyond the story. Here are the words that the person is saying, and the words are like, they all have little barbs in them, and they're all spikes. It's all poison. If you swallow any of it, it's just going to make you feel sick. So just don't swallow it. Just kind of like nod your head. But, just show them that, like, I know that that's not you, kind of thing. You don't have to, that's what I mean. Sometimes it really depends on your situation. Like, some of these people could be dangerous, right? So depending on that situation, if they are dangerous, it's probably better to get away from them. But that's a whole other story. But yeah. But if you, you judge the situation, right? But I guess what I'm just saying is that what I've found is that the best way of dealing with it is understanding that they're not them at that moment. And that saves you a lot of sadness, I think. A lot, all the buttons can be pressed. And you're like, oh, they pressed that button. Whoa, they went there. Oh, they went there. Oh, hoo-hoo, And it's like in the Matrix, you're dodging the bullets. You're kind of, whoa, look at that. But you understand that that's not them. So it's not them attacking you. It's something else attacking you. And so you don't have to take it personally, I guess. Now, this is just what I do. Again, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have no, medical background. So this is just my kind of way of looking at this thing. So take it or leave it. It's up to you. So yes, and I'm going to go into a channeling, and yeah. Sorry, today I've been the site that I usually use for my all of my stuff, all of the offerings that I offer from my website, it's not working anymore. So I've been like doing all this computer stuff today to kind of figure out how to make it again, and it's very frustrating. All right, so let's go into a channeling, and I'm gonna ask, can they speak any more to this whole idea of people not being themselves, of something coming over people. So here we go. All right. Greetings, we are that one that you know of as Yeshua. And yes, this is a very important topic, and we would say not important topic as well. You all have different ways, different perspectives on the world that you see, and all of your perspectives are correct and incorrect in the same way. That what you are seeing on this world is all an illusion. It is all a covering. It is a dressing of love. Love is being dressed up in many different garbs. Love is dressed up in many different ways, and it looks as if love is taking on many different characters. But understand that underneath all of the clothes, underneath all of the roles, there's only love. That is all that exists. Understand that is a very important first step to take, first step to understand about the world that you live in. That you all agree to come down here. You all agree to come down here, knowing exactly what you're getting into, knowing all of the different trials and tribulations that you might go through, understanding all of that and agreeing on it. You wrote your signature down. You signed up for this whole thing that you're going through. Understand that. But understand that this is not you. You are love. You are love. You are an eternal spirit that has come down to have this experience. So understand, this is a place of experiences, a place where love can put on different clothes and try on different roles and see how they fit and see what they can learn from playing those different roles. And you all play these roles for each other, and you have played many different roles throughout all of the time that you've been down here. Not just this life, but many other lives. You have played many, many different roles. You've worn many different costumes, many different garbs. You've acted in many different roles on both sides of the coin, and this is a beautiful thing. And this is what we'd like to start out with, to allow you to understand this idea. And then this idea, yes, that you are amazing creators. When you come down here in these amazing bodies. You come down here as a human. Now, you are not human in that sense. You are love. But you come down here as human. And being down here as human means that you are a part of the Christos collective. You are a part of the Christos collective. And what this means, yes, what you call Christ. Christ is not just one person. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of understanding this world. It is a way of bringing this world that you live in, to the place that it needs to go. And that is one of the things that you're doing here. So being part of the Christos collective means that you're bringing light down here. That basically is how we would describe it. You're just bringing light here. You're bringing your love down here. You come down here into these amazing bodies, these amazing human bodies that are capable of doing so many things on this planet, capable of bringing love to so many people in so many different ways. Understand that these bodies are perfect in all the ways imaginable. It is impossible for them to be sick. It's impossible for them to be in pain. But it is also possible that you are a spirit inhabiting this body. And when you are not inhabiting this body, when you decide that you don't want to be down here and you spend your time in another place, that body is open. And it is possible for other spirits to come in and to experience that body. And so what is very important in these times is, as you start to become more and more multidimensional, you'll start to understand this and you will see that more clearly. At the moment, many of you don't see it clearly because you've been educated out of seeing it clearly, so that you don't see what is really happening. Once you see it, you'll understand it and you'll say, no, that is not what I want. But when you don't see it and when you deny it, it is very easy for these things to happen. And the easiest way it happens is that your emotions are controlled. Your emotions become controlled. You watch something on your mass media. You watch a news program and you're angry and you're upset. And you focus your anger on one person or one country. And that is possession in that sense. You are being controlled by the forces that are controlling the TV. And it's simply that. Whenever you go into emotion that is not your emotion, that is being controlled. Your emotions are very, very powerful. That's one thing that you come down here in this earth with this human body, with these emotions. Your emotions are amazing creative powers that you have. You can create heaven or hell with your emotions. So when you watch that news and you become angry and you focus your anger on that person, that place, that thing, that you are creating hell on earth. Simply that. Simply that. And this is the concept that we are talking about. When something comes over you, yes, your emotions overcome you. How can your emotions overcome you? They cannot. You have given over yourself to these emotions. And that is what you might term as possession, that you're not in control of your own emotions. Your most powerful skill, your skill that you can use to create heaven on earth, and you're not in control of it. And that is what happens. And that is why in these times, when things are becoming so volatile all around you, it is so important to be in control of your emotions, because you are the ones that are bringing the light here. You are the ones that are opening the eyes of the ones around you. You are allowing them to see that it is possible to be neutral. It is possible to be in the middle path. It is possible to be in love and peace when it seems as if the whole world is falling around you, falling apart around you. It is possible to not be in war when it seems as if there is only war around you. It is possible to be in peace. And you, just doing that, you become a beacon of light, shining your light out throughout the world so that others will know this, and they will see this, and they will follow that light, and they will follow you and try to figure out and try to understand how it is that you are keeping that light. And so you are teaching others just by being neutral. Whew, that was pretty intense. Yeah. Emery say, yes, I sometimes pretend I'm a doctor listening to a mental health patient who's angry. That way I can depersonalize the interaction better and have compassion for them. Yeah, exactly. Same sort of thing. Yeah, so you just understand, like, they're not, yeah. And you just have, they're like a patient, and you're, yeah, exactly. And so instead of being emotionally involved in it, just, okay, whatever, something has come over you again. All right, okay, listen to it. I know that you're going to probably push this button and this button and this button, and you're going to, all my, insecurities, you're just going to bring them all up and in one, beautifully phrased sentence that just tears my world apart. But that's good, And I think knowing that too, that there are sentences that could tear your world apart, is something important to know too. Like I'm treating it, for me, I'm treating it as like an understanding of where my weaknesses are. So it's like, okay, why should that bother me? All right, so you think this, that's fine, beautiful, kind of thing. So in a sense, all interactions are here to teach us as well. So let's see. And Kathy say, my emotions can create heaven or hell on earth. Yeah, right. Yep, exactly. Yeah. So those news TV shows, right, that we watch these days, everything is so, so volatile. Yeah. So I'm just going to end today by, I know this is not a cooking show, but I made this curry last night, and it's amazing stuff. And so I recommend, there's a YouTuber, his name is Young Man Cooking, and he's from Hong Kong, and I think it's spelled Yeung, Young Man Cooking. And he has this one recipe it's the Indian word is palak paneer. It's spinach curry with, instead of using the cheese, cottage cheese, he uses tofu, hard tofu. And I made it last night with, I think in Japanese they call it koya tofu. I'm not sure. It's dry tofu, I think you call it. I'm not sure. Where you have to kind of, you put it in water and then you fry it up a bit. So anyway, I made it last night. I'm going to make it again now, because I just had like 3 bowls of it, and I keep one more. It's so good. It's so simple. It takes about 10-15 minutes to make, depending on your cutting skills. So that's my recommendation. Spinach curry. And sentencing tearing my world apart. Yeah, exactly, right? A sentence that can tear your world apart. So yeah, triggers. Yeah, exactly what Mary Magdalene was saying about triggers yesterday. How can a word, how can a sentence tear your world apart? We're so much more powerful than that. And so when that happens, you're like, whoa, my world was just torn apart by that sentence. And then just kind of like take apart that sentence grammatically. Where's the verb? And what exactly, where is it in that sentence, or in between the words? What is it? Yeah. Emery say yum. Yeah, it's so good. It was so good. I really recommend it. And you get, if you watch the video too, Young Man Cooking, like he has this really relaxing voice too, and it's a sort of like an ASMR. So you have all the chopping noises and his voice, and then just delicious looking food, delicious tasting food. So I really recommend it. Anyway, I think I'm on a curry high. Kathy, you say big fan of spinach too. Yeah, it's good stuff. And this is like the best way to eat it, because I had like 3 like huge, I don't know, bouquets of spinach. I don't know what you call it, big things of spinach, and just, yeah, I pretty much ate all of it. Anyway, I hope you guys are hopeful. Hope you guys have fun making curry if you're interested. And so yeah, ciao for now. Hopefully see you all tomorrow if all works well. And again, thanks Kathy and Anne Marie for joining in. Yeah, thanks for, I didn't think anyone would be able to join in at this time, so it's cool. Thanks. Cheers.